Right. The lyrics to that chorus says, "Boom bye bye in a batty man head. Rude man no promote no nasty man them if he dead." So I'll do that. Boom bye bye, which is like shoot and then goodbye to a batty boy. So you're gonna shoot him in his head. Boom bye bye in a batty boy head. Batty boy is like Jamaican for gay man. So shoot a gay man in his head because I cannot promote nasty men. They have to dead or they have to die, right? So it's a fucking awesome song, and I'm not against gays, but it's a dope ass song. I know gay niggas gotta think that shit dope too. Don't lie, but nah. Getting real with it though. Getting real with it. Yeah, I mean it's all in the culture. It's in the entertainment, and it has been for as long as I've been around, and it will be for probably a long, long time. So I kind of brought that up to the young lady that I was having that discussion with in on Instagram, and I mean, growing up in that religious and Caribbean context, it's just consistent. Homosexuality is bad. You know, they might do the whole love the sinner, hate the sin thing, but the sin is kind of who they are and who they identify as. So how can you not love them? You know, but let's get on to something else. I want to talk a little bit about the history, right? So first let's talk sexuality. Initially, you know, we grew up learning that, you know, you can kind of be one sex or the other, but now they're saying that things operate more on a spectrum, right? So you can have a penis but have maybe feel like a female in your head. So you feel like, you know, and then when you come to terms with these things, you kind of be who you are on the outside and you let it shine through. So if you feel you're a man and you feel like a girl, wear a wig and let it shine through. I'm not going to do a good job at explaining this, by the way. I'm kind of learning it myself, you know, but I'm open. I'm open to learning, right? But so they have an issue with that spectrum, right? The you know, not being just one or the other, straight or you know, straight and that's it. If you're either gay or you're trans, you're on that spectrum, that sexual spectrum somewhere, that, you know, it's an issue or it's weird, you know. Um, I mean, I also wanted to discuss how, like, Native American tribes, there's some Native American tribes that actually have a lot of respect for people that are on that spectrum, right? They call them the people of two spirits, which I think is cute as shit and kind of dope. And they more or less kind of worship them and look to them for guidance because they see them as being maybe sent from the creator, right? Or, you know, inspired by the creator, which is interesting. And I say that just to give context. It's literally culture that defines, and which is why I think it's important to discuss culture, because culture is literally what defines how we see gay people. You know, depending on what culture you're in, it kind of determines to a huge extent how you view them. Or, you know, people that are on the spectrum, trans people, LGBTQ, whichever. Right? So, now I kind of want to discuss Jamaica. The artist that you just heard, his name is Buju Banton, Boom Bye Bye, if you don't know the song, right? And he's dope as shit. He just got out of prison. He's working on an album with DJ Khaled, and a single actually came out. It was alright. It was pretty cool. But yeah, from Jamaica, right? And when you look into the history of the slave trade in Jamaica, you find that, and in the Caribbean at large too, like you find that there was a lot of rape that happened. And I'm talking male on male rape, right? Slave owners would rape the slave that was the most respected amongst the group of people that he just captured, right? More or less. So when you understand that context, you know, I read an article today that was talking about how white people are to blame for Jamaicans and Caribbean people at large, more or less, being pretty damn homophobic. And I don't know if I buy into that 100%, but I do know for 100% of a fact that the way you're gonna take the guy that's well respected amongst the people that you just brought in as slaves, the guy that's most respected, the biggest guy, right, the one that maybe has the most clout, if you will, and you're gonna rape him in order to prove that you're supreme over him, and if you respect him, I'm raping him, so then you have to respect me too. That's like psychological terrorism. That's what I'll say. And do I think that it informs a lot of the homophobia that happens, especially that permeates from Jamaica? Hell fucking yeah. And if you don't get that, if you don't think that, you're not, like, give me another reason. Let's have a discussion. Let's really have a discussion. So, basically what I expressed to that young woman that I was talking to on Instagram was that she mentioned, you know, the song that 50 Cent made with The Game. Coming up, I was confused, my mama kissing a girl. Confusion occurs coming up in the cold world. So that was the line that 50 Cent said. And she brought that up. She was like, it brings confusion. We can't have our kids confused. But I mean, what I expressed to her was more or less, what if this is something we have to get past to be stronger, right? Because I'm gonna keep it 100% true with you. When I see people that, you know, are like on that spectrum, and they're like a woman wearing or a man wearing makeup and all this fanciful stuff, initially it's offsetting. It's like, holy shit, what's happening? But it's a fucking person at the end, and they just want to be live. The same way I want to be live, they want to be live, but it's like live in their own way. That's how they want to be live. Like, well, let it rock. It doesn't matter. And if your kid has a question, answer the question. If your kid is confused, help your kid through his confusion. He'll understand more and he'll be better for it. How about that? But I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to like keep it real. Like I have no issue with homosexual people. I have gay friends. I have gay whatever the fuck. It don't matter to me, right? We can learn. They're different than us. So the more I learn, the better I'll feel because I just know more shit. And that's my disposition, I think, towards the gays and stuff. You know, it's like, I don't know. But I mean, I do think strongly that the history of slavery in Jamaica, especially, Britain they colonized, you know, the Jamaican islands, obviously, and brought slaves there, right? They didn't do a good job running that operation that they had there, you know, when they were colonizing Jamaica. The place was in shambles. So also, you know, right now we have a lot of poverty in Jamaica too. These things inform the hatred. It all does. So the point I'm trying to make is it's a holistic view, man. A lot of the thing you're homophobic, and all the people on the left that want to get at Jamaicans or get at, you know, Caribbean culture, shut the fuck up and check yourself too. You know, we have to learn, as in Caribbean culture, we, you know, Jamaicans, we have to learn. We do have to get past these things. But you also got to understand, you know, the colonizer that's judging Jamaicans. You also have to understand that you played a role in this. So it's not your job to judge. It's your job to advocate to fix the situation down there, right? If we're talking poverty, we're talking joblessness in Jamaica and in the Caribbean at large. It's your job to advocate to fix those things. Because along with that, you might find the homophobia isn't as strong anymore. Because when people are happy, they don't subside on hate.